Welcome Shankara TV viewers for this episode, The Power of Positive Thinking, and greetings to you all. So in the earlier episodes we saw about the brain power, the structure of the brain, the neurons it has, the brain stem, the cerebellum, the cerebrum, the hypothalamus, the hippocampus, the thalamus, the basal ganglia, and all these wonderful parts of a brain and how they function and how the connectivity between the neurons is important rather than the number of neurons also, because it is the connectivity, neurons that fire together, wire together. Every neuron has to be wired to each other so that the information flows freely for a man. That means the brain functions well, and when the brain functions well, that becomes an important tool for his positivity. That becomes an important tool for the positive thinking of a person. And then we saw about the conscious, the subconscious and the unconscious mind, wherein the subconscious mind is the random access memory, the unconscious mind is the hard disk of a computer, something like that. The conscious mind is something which opens a computer and tells you what to do and what not to do. It's a gate, it's a gatekeeper, the conscious mind. And we saw how the subconscious mind is a pure innocent mind. It is the divine mind. That means it just does what you like or what you want. It cannot differentiate between the good and bad, but straight away executes your order, the order of the conscious mind. Now with all these things, we know that there are certain factors which impede the power of positive thinking, and those factors are the negative factors, the negative energies. I told you through quantum physics or through astrophysics that even in the universe we have positive energies and negative energies, and the positive energy is the matter, the antimatter, the light, the kinetic energy which is created when stars or planets rotate or move close to each other, and the negative energy is the gravity, the big black holes that are present in the universe, and the gravitational force of a planet or a star, whatever it is. These are all the negative energies. So the universe also has that. The fundamental aim for human beings like us to achieve our expected result is to think about and concentrate and feel about those positive thoughts which are nothing but positive energies. Now I shall go into this a little bit further after some chapters, but here I would like to bring in certain psychological factors too that affect positive thinking, that acts as a fodder to negative thinking. The very thought that I cannot do anything, I cannot earn, I am tired, I am physically tired, I am mentally tired, emotionally tired, I am not spiritual, I am spiritually tired. All these factors are negative. The very thought that you are saying I am not, I cannot, I am not capable, it is impossible. It is impossible means I am possible is only the meaning should be. But if you starts thinking it is not possible, it is impossible, I cannot do it, I am not able to earn, it is very tough, I will lose in my business, there is a competition there. These are all forms of a negative energy, psychological forms of a negative energy. They create those waves around you, the magnetic waves repleted with what is known as negative thoughts, negative energies. So the law of attraction is you attract negativity, you attract failures, you attract disappointments, stress, everything you start attracting, because you have yourself created that magnetic field of negativity. You know, when electrons move, they create electricity. When one electron jumps from one atom to the other, it creates electricity. As electricity flows, it creates magnetic field. Similarly, when your thoughts flow, it creates a magnetic field. You may be aware, you may not be aware. You may realize, you may not realize. You may see those magnetic fields or you may not see those magnetic fields. You don't see fire in the firewood. You don't see gold in what is known as in fragrances. You don't see sugar in sugar canes. You don't see oil in oil seeds. You don't see the fragrance in sandalwood trees. What do you see? It's all inferred. Similarly, you will start inferring. You will start inferring, you will start feeling the negative magnetic field that is created around you when you start having these negative thoughts. Because when these negative thoughts flow, you are carrying with you the negative magnetic field which can be felt, cannot be seen probably. Now that has to be avoided. Now how to avoid? Because it is basically in a man. As I told you earlier, if you think that you have negative thoughts, you are a failure, that is bound to happen. I would give you a very simple example. When I had been to Kerala, I saw a very big elephant being tied to a rope. I asked that mahout, hey fellow, you are tying such a big elephant with a small rope to an anchor there, to a pole there, can it not simply snap and go? Because such a big elephant I have seen pulling a big lorry full of logs. I have seen it in Ceylon. But can you not just simply break? What is the safety for you or the public in these festivals when you simply tie it to an anchor, which is a wood pole? The mahout, an intelligent fellow, smilingly said, sir, see these elephants, when they were born itself, when they were 1 day, 2 day old itself, we start tying them to a rope. So at that age, the rope or the chain, they cannot break, because at that age of 2 day, 3 day age. So that negative thought that they cannot break this rope or a chain starts flourishing in their mind right when they are 2 days old in this world. With that thought they grow. When they grow with those thoughts, even when they become big, and even when they are capable of breaking this rope or a chain with a flash of within a second, they think that they cannot break, so they do not break. Now, do you understand this philosophy, this psychology, that a simple thought of a negative feeling that it cannot break, which has erupted, which has grown with the elephant right from its infancy till its adult age, can make such a towering, powerful animal weak in mind, and thereby it cannot even pull out or break the rope? What does it mean? It doesn't say anything about the physical power of the elephant. The elephant is not weak physically, the elephant is weak mentally. Mentally it feels, it thinks it cannot break the rope, so it cannot break. Oh, that is what happens. That is what happens. When you have a negative feeling psychologically, you feel that you cannot do, the very thought is a negative feeling, and therefore you will not be able to achieve. A better explanation than this cannot happen, cannot be given with an elephant and a rope. The same thing happens to human beings. We always feel, I cannot do this, I will not do this, I do not know, I could not do, I will try, not I will succeed, I will try. They will never say I definitely will do it, I will try to do it. The word try itself is wrong, because it creates in you, it imbues in you, it inculcates in you all these negative magnetic small circles, and you are growing with those circles. Then how do you expect to achieve the infinite result when you yourself is infinite? When you yourself is so powerful like that powerful elephant, you cannot do even a small thing. At the highest point, you cannot even move your hands, at the highest point of negativity. With the strongest sense of force, you can probably even move a universe. There are people with telekinetic ability who can move, who can bend a spoon by concentrating thoughts, by concentration, by their willpower, that they will do that they will bend those spoons, they will move some objects inside a glass vase. But here what do you do with the simple example of an elephant cannot even break a rope? What more example do you want? That means it shows very clearly the fundamental idea is to remove your negative thoughts. Any negative feeling you have to remove, that you cannot do. Lot of psychological experiments has been conducted. There was one psychologist, he had conducted an experiment. He asked a group to come before him in a class, in a room, and he told them psychologically, and he gave them frequent thoughts that you are weak, you are weak, you are weak. He gave this idea that you cannot do that, you have to be very careful. And then he asked them to lift. They could hardly lift 29 pounds of weight. In the normal way, they would have lifted, and nothing was, no treatment was given or no psychological impact was given, they would have lifted 50, 60, 70 pounds, 60 pounds comfortably, say about 30, 35 kilos. Strong men. But when they were told in another session that you are very strong, you have all the capability, you have the capability of an elephant, you are the universe, you are the universal force, you have the universal force, you can do anything by willpower. When all these inputs, psychological inputs were given to that group, to the surprise they were lifting about 120 pounds, the same set of people. What does it prove? It proves your mind is stronger than your body. It is not your weak body, but it is your weak mind. Because your mind decides that it cannot do, it cannot do. If your mind decides that it can do, it can do. It is a mind. It is a mind that tells you an illusion. Oh, don't go there, there is a snake. Your body is not actually afraid. Your mind controls your body and you feel afraid and you do not go. The body is prevented from doing an action of going there because there is a snake, but there may be a rope there. Therefore, when your mind and your brain and your thoughts control you, you have to correct those thoughts for you to achieve the inevitable, for you to achieve the expected result you want. So, the fundamental structure is you have to change your mind, you have to reform, reprogram your mind. You have to give psychological treatment to your mind. If you feel that you cannot do a thing, you have to go to the source of that thought and then try to reprogram. For example, if you think that you cannot earn 100,000 rupees a month, go to the root. Why you cannot earn that 100,000 rupees a month? What prevented you? You have to think about it. What are the ways? Why I am not able to do that when everyone is doing that? Or when this is a very simple thing, why I am not able to do that? Go to the source of that negative thought and then say, no, I will go to this route and I will achieve. And I will get the same happiness. Suppose if you think that if you want to reprogram your mind, what is that happiness that you get out of that 100,000? Am I able to achieve the same level of happiness through some other method instead of only 100,000 rupees a month? The amount of satisfaction I get through 100,000 rupees a month, will I get through some other way the same satisfaction without quantum figure of 100,000 rupees a month? Well, these are all a condition of your reprogramming your mind. You have to reprogram your mind by thinking very positively that you can achieve something else, your expected result by some other way, you have to go to the source of your negative thought and remove that thought and find and reprogram your mind to achieve that which you want in another way. Therefore, when you are not able to control your mind, when you are always on a negative footing like the rope and the elephant, what is it that you think you can achieve? Even the strongest man will be weak under stress conditions, under disturbed conditions, under mentally agitated conditions. Even the strongest man cannot achieve much, cannot achieve anything, because it is so devastating. Every one of us know that mind and thoughts make a man. They are responsible for whatever you are. The happiness is up to you, the sorrow is up to you. So, prepare psychologically the farmer's bed, the farmer's field. You have to assume psychologically that you have all the powers with you, because your subconscious mind is connected to that infinite universal source of power, and your conscious mind the gateway. You have to decide what thoughts you want to allow and what thoughts you do not want to allow. You have to filter those thoughts. Never as a matter of routine allow any thoughts, any words that contain negative energy. As far as possible, avoid and do not use, or even if you receive, dismiss it. Close the gate of your conscious mind so as to not receive it, because if it enters your subconscious mind, it is universal. It does not know. It will simply try to carry out your action. It thinks that you are happy with the action done by the subconscious mind, but done by it, that is the subconscious mind. Therefore, with this principle, first one has to train the mind to be strong. To be strong, weed out your negative thoughts. Negative thoughts is I cannot do, I do not do, I do not know, I do not want to do, I would be late, I do not have sufficient time to read, I am very much pressed for money. All these things are negative. Not, N-O-T. Please remove. And then you find who you are. First clear the way, first clean yourself, first clean your mind. So, psychological factors are very much important, because mind has to be hardened. It is mind that gives you everything. It is mind that even develops the brain. It is mind and thoughts and your own consciousness that provides the vital connections to all the neurons in your brain, so that the free flow of information, the fresh information, the positive information and the associated energies with it circulate beautifully without damaging your brain, which is the strength for anyone. It is not the physical strength. A 10-foot man, tall man, can be easily killed with a small gun, because it is a brain power. The technology the brain power gives can even very nicely circumvent a giant. That is not the reason. It is the mental power that is important. It is a mental calculation that is important. It is finally the intelligence that is important. Therefore, even for your intelligence to proceed, develop, flourish, remove the negative thoughts. There is nothing called negativity in this world at all. You can live with negative thoughts if you feel that there are negative gravities, because both are bound to exist in this world. It is for you to take what it is. There is a very beautiful in Isha Upanishad which they say, Sambhudim vinasham cha yah veda ubhayam saha vinashena amritam tirthva sambudhyam amritam ashnute vinashena martyam tirthva sambudhyam amritam ashnute, they say. Sambudhi means creation, vinasham means discretion, both are there. one who knows that Veda Ubhayam Saha, it means knowing both that Ubhayam Saha, with that Vinashena Martyum Tirtva, by destruction you will cross death, and Sambudhyam Amrutam Ashute, in Sambudhyam, in creation, Amrutam is obtained. Both are bound to be there. So don't take that negative thought seriously and cultivate it. Cultivate your depression, cultivate your stress, cultivate your ill feelings to anyone, cultivate your anger. These are all negativity. So the psychological factor which is very important, which gives the strength to a rope rather than the elephant. The rope, poor thing, does not have strength at all. It has only played on the psychological mind of the elephant. When it was young, it had tied the leg of the elephant, and when it grew big also, it had tied up the leg of the elephant. That is all it has done. It has not gained anything, the poor rope. But the elephant gains itself by its growth physically, but mentally it was not able to think that it is stronger. Simple logic. What more logic you want? It's a practical logic. The finest thing one should understand here is, unless we ourselves realize that having been connected to the cosmic forces in this universe, we are very, very strong, and what we expect is nothing but peanuts in contrast, in comparison to the vastness of this universe and its magnitude. We would be able to achieve all our expected results, whatever we want, which we can assimilate and enjoy and observe and experience, is possible, provided we have the simple logic of positive thinking in our mind, in our thoughts. So these factors, the psychological factor is very, very important. Most of the Vedas very beautifully say also that. One which I have told you earlier was, Ano Badraha Kritavo Yantu Vishwataha, let noble thoughts pour from all sides. When Bhrigu Munivar approaches his father and asks him, what is that is fine and nice? One of the things what Varuna Bhagavan said was, Mano Brahme Divyajanat Manasadyaiva Kal Vimani Bhutani Jayante Manasena Jatani Jivanti Manam Prayantya Abhisamvishanti Te Tat Vijnaya Mano Brahme iti Vyajanat. Manaha is the Brahma, Manaha is the ultimatum, Manaha is the pure Brahma, iti Vyajanat. Manasat eva kalu imani bhutani jayante. Only from the mind, these imani bhutani, these creatures, jayante. Manasena jatani jivanti. Manasena, by the mind only, the going creatures live. Manam prayantya abhivishamti, means they finally dissolve into the mind only. Into the mind only, abhisamvishanti. Iti tat vijnaya, having known that, again the Bhrigu Munivar comes. That means the importance was given to mana, that is the mind, the brain, the thoughts. When the importance are given, why they give importance, why they did not give importance to some other god or whatever it is. They said from mind everything comes, from mind everything lives, from mind everything gets dissolved into. This beautiful verse should impress upon us that mind is one of the most powerful forces available within you, and it is you who give color to the mind. It is you who give respect to that mind. It is you who give quality to the mind, and it is up to you to use the power of your mind to use the force of your mind. If you do not know to use the force of your mind, then what can you do? What can you achieve? Why are you brooding when you are not able to use the force, the power already given to you, says the Vedas. Therefore, this mind will nurture well only if you have always the positive thinking, weeding out all your negative thoughts, and that much is very, very certain. Therefore, with this we end today's episode, and I would be welcoming you in the next episode with chapters from factors which prevent positive thinking, how to improve positive thinking, and so on. Thank you.